Hey guys, Rob here. Fix and Flip Fridays. This is episode 2, and the name of this one is, I'm not sure if you can see it from here, Is It a Good Deal? Last time I went over a bunch of different ways to find a deal, and but before you do that, before you actually make the offer, what you want to do is find out, is it a good deal? Do that before you make the offer. But so anyway, I'm going to go over a few key points here, and hopefully you can see this. Here are a couple terms you want to get familiar with. ARV, after repair value. What you're going to want to do is, I discussed this a little bit last time. If you're not a real estate agent and you don't have access to the MLS, if you're not an appraiser, you're going to want to definitely get an agent to get on this for you, because what this is, and it can be tricky, this is what you think the property will be worth, what you're going to list it at, what you're going to sell it at once it's totally rehabbed. So I made myself some chicken scratch here, so I don't forget anything. And first of all, how long do you think it'll take? Now, last time I discussed, it'll take 2 to 4 weeks to close on the property. So let's say it's 4 weeks. That's 1 month. And it takes on average 2 to 4 months, depending on the size of rehab and how many you've done, how much experience you have, to complete the rehab. So let's say it takes you 4 months, to be conservative, to complete the rehab. It takes you 1 month to get in there. So you want to determine right now what that property will be worth in 5 months. So what you want to do is you want to find at least three sold comps with it, and it depends on the market. Like the market that we're in right now, you want to have them as close as possible to right now, because the market, we're in a little seller's market window here, and right now, in my opinion, it's a little bit tricky to flip right now, because 5 months from now, we may be creeping into either a buyer's market or not buyer's market, not seller's market, an in-between market, transitioning from seller's market to buyer's market. So you're going to want to know that too. So as you can see, it gets really tricky. But let's pretend we are in a stable, totally stable market, and 5 months from now, it looks like it's going to be stable. You want to be able to determine what the after repair value will be in 5 months from now, when you're ready to go to the market. And the other term is MAO, maximum allowable offer. And I'm talking about these two terms because they are integral into this formula. This is the back of the napkin formula, but it will get you pretty close. If you want to reach out to me, I do have a long version Excel spreadsheet that will get you a more detailed formula, but this works really great. Maximum allowable offer. That is the most you're willing to pay for the property that you're looking at, so that you can get the profit that you plan on. So in this case, so what we're doing here is ARV times 65% minus rehab equals maximum allowable offer. So you can see here, $200,000 ARV times 65% leaves you 130, minus 60,000 rehab equals 70,000 as your maximum allowable offer. So the 70,000 is what you're going to offer. You might want to go in at 55 to start, or 60 to start, or 65 to start, or some people just go 70 and that's it. They stop there. This also will help you not pay too much for the property. All the money is made in the buy. So don't get emotional about it. If you can't, if they won't take your maximum allowable offer, just stop and move on to the next property. So in this case, we're using 65%. That's good for an average market. And you can see here, 35% is what's left over. 65 minus 100 is 35. So you can see what's left is 35, 15% represents all the costs. And that represents all holding costs and financing costs. And this is, again, this is back of the napkin approach. This is very general, but this will get you close to figure out, just to know what the numbers are here. That represents all the costs in and out, financing costs, holding costs, everything. And approximately 20% is what's left over, and that represents your profit, and that's $40,000. The 15% ends up being $30,000. And these are all percentages of the ARV. So if you see down here, we came up with $70,000 for the buy, $60,000 rehab, $30,000 for the costs, in and out, $40,000 profit. That all comes out to be $200,000, assuming $200,000 is what you're going to sell it for. But that's why the ARV is so important. If you're off a little bit, if you're off on the ARV, if you're off on the rehab, you're off on the holding costs, on any of the costs, that comes right out of your profit. So you have to be really careful there. So this 65% I use because that's in a good normal market, as you can see here. 70% is in a great ARV market. We just came out of one of those. 2019 was pretty good. 70% in a great market, 65% in a good market, and 60% in a declining ARV market. Now, depending on what factors you're looking at, we may be looking at from 5 months from now, or 6 months from now, or 7 months. Nobody's really sure because this pandemic has never happened before. Nothing like this has ever happened before. But we could be in a declining market. So you might want to use, instead of 65%, you might want to use 60%, or you might want to use 55%, or even 50%. It depends on how conservative you are. But I hope this helps you guys out. This is a really good back of the napkin approach. This will keep you profitable. Do not waver on the MAO, the maximum allowable offer. Don't get emotional. If they won't take it, move on to the next property. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Stay tuned for the next one where we discuss, you'll have to wait and see. Have a great one. Happy Friday.